This is ESPN on ABC.
You're watching Dr. Pepper Championship Week.
Welcome to one of the most important locations in America, West Point, New York, home of the United States Military Academy since 1802. More specifically, Trophy Point, which overlooks the Hudson River, where George Washington stymied invading forces and secured our freedom during the Revolutionary War. The Army also has rich football history just across the street on the Plain, where legend has it the first forward pass was thrown. More than a century later, to culminate one of Army's greatest seasons in school history, the Black Knights look to make history again, trying to win their first ever conference championship game and post their first ever 11-win regular season as they host Tulane at Michie Stadium for the American crowd. And hi, everybody, alongside Dusty Dvorak, I'm Dave Pasch. Obviously, we will document a championship game tonight, but also we're going to celebrate one of the most amazing venues on the planet.
This place is special. The historical relevance is off the charts. And being here yesterday, going around, we just got this tremendous sense of American pride, perspective, and appreciation for what West Point's all about.
It's awesome. Army's been awesome as a team on the field this year. 10-1 record, 8-0 in conference play, and a ranking of number 24. The only loss, November 23rd, against the Notre Dame team that's headed to the college football playoff. Nobody runs the ball more or better than Army, leading the nation in rushing and time of possession, thanks to the American Conference Player of the Year, Bryson Daly.
And he's the heartbeat of this Army team and embodies what this football team stands for and is all about. He's gritty, a tough runner, and they built this offense completely around him with one of the best offensive lines in front. Tulane's defense has their hands full with Bryson Daly and company.
Tulane 9-3 record, 7-1 in the American this season. 2 years ago, they won the conference championship. They continued their success after Coach Willie Fritz left, and John Sumrall was hired to run the Green Wave. This season, 2 close losses to Kansas State and Oklahoma, but then a dominant 8-game stretch. But with a potential playoff game on the line, Tulane lost to Memphis last week and now looks to bounce back in the conference title game.
And this football team, especially the offense, has got so much balance on it. Mekhi Hughes in the backfield, one of the best running backs in the entire American Conference. And the redshirt freshman, Darian Mensah, has been excellent. Over 200 yards a game, running and passing. They keep defenses off balance with the balance they display. It's going to be a great matchup here tonight.
How will Tulane handle the cold? Frigid temperatures tonight, wind chill expected to be about 15 degrees. The Nissan pregame drive is next after these messages from our ABC stations.
Gentlemen.
Hey, Coach. New boots?
Genuine alligator.
Gator? I gotta call Albert. He's not picking up. Come on, buddy, pick up.
Welcome to the Nissan pregame drive. Nissan, premier partner of the Heisman Trophy.
Army playing in its first ever conference championship game. Ready to take the field at Michie Stadium in advance of tonight's clash with Tulane. The Knights 8 straight wins here, 6-0 this year, including their first win as a ranked team since 1959. Army being led out by its head coach, Jeff Monken, now in his 11th season. Earlier, he addressed the team.
Soldiers! I fight where I'm told and I win where I fight. We got one shot at a championship, and you got to do it one play at a time. Do your job, fundamentals, assignment, and it's the next play. And be determined. Every play, you're going to do your best for the guy next to you.
If you don't get goosebumps, you're not breathing. Wow, Jeff Monken, who when we spoke to him yesterday had all of us fired up. It was a lengthy conversation with the longtime coach here. Has had more success in West Point than anybody previous. And now the Tulane Green Wave ready to take the field, trying to win their second conference championship in the last 3 years. They lost last year in the title game to SMU, which is in the ACC championship game tomorrow on ABC against Clemson. Kickoff from West Point is next after these messages from Nissan, premier partner of the Heisman Trophy.
You know the most exciting thing about life? It's how you can change it. How you can reinvent yourself. Take on new challenges. So go ahead, reimagine yourself. We did. Introducing the all-new, reimagined Nissan Kicks.
Week on ESPN as we continue Jim Valvano's fight against cancer.
Welcome to the American Athletic Championship on ABC. It's Tulane and number 24, Army. The head coach of the Green Wave is John Sumrall in his first season, and he's down on the field with Taylor McGregor.
Thanks, Dave. Coach, what are the things that Army does really well that you have to be prepared for tonight?
They run the football, obviously. The quarterback's a great player. They take shots off the run game, and they're one of the best defenses in college football. So we got to stay on schedule offensively, and defensively, when we get a chance to get off the field, we got to get off the field.
What does your team have to do this week that they didn't do last week against Memphis?
Win the turnover margin. We were -3 last week. Anytime you do that, you can't win. We got to protect the football and get it off of them.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
The other factor in this game could be the weather. We have feels-like temperatures in the teens here tonight. The coldest game that Tulane has played up to this point was 58 degrees at kick. Sumrall flew in his team yesterday, and they practiced outdoor at the Giants facility to get their bodies acclimated. And then pregame here today, they were running around without their shirts on. A lot of them told me to see if they could get their bodies ready. Dave.
And again, wind chill, Taylor, about 15 degrees. We're about to see their quarterback, Darian Mensah. The coldest weather he's ever played football in is 45 degrees. He's from San Luis Obispo, California. It's 27 degrees at kickoff. A little wind. Army won the toss, deferred, so Tulane will get the ball first. Rayshawn Pleasant, 2 returns for touchdowns on kickoffs this season, but he's wrapped up and brought down shy of the 25-yard line. Tulane is a very potent offense led by Mensah, who is tops in the American Conference in passer rating. They have an outstanding running back, Mekhi Hughes, back-to-back 1,300-yard seasons. Mario Williams is a terrific target on the perimeter, and Tulane 6th in the country and atop the American in scoring at 39 points per game. And Hughes will get the touch on first down. Pinballs forward for a gain of about 3. Darian Mensah, redshirt freshman who started the year 3rd on the depth chart in preseason. He was the scout team quarterback, but he was playing so well in practice, the coaching staff wanted to move him up. They did. He ended up starting early in the season, and they haven't looked back.
Great accuracy, can really throw the ball at all 3 levels. Excellent up to play action, pushing the ball down the field.
And going to hand it off here again on 2nd down, and Hughes with a first down basically as many yards rushing on the first 2 plays as he had all last week in their loss against Memphis, where he really struggled.
And this is going to be a massive key, because as we've talked about Army, they want to attack you, run the football. That's really the MO of Tulane. They want to run the football, be physical with their talented offensive line and one of the best running backs in the entire American Conference. Getting Mekhi Hughes going, item number 1 for Joe Craddock in this offense.
3 plays, 3 runs for Hughes, and a lot of room straight ahead past the 40 and knocked down at the 42 by Jaden Mays.
And for Army up front, they are thin on the interior. Multiple guys on the interior of that defensive line out. Cody Winokur, a little bit lighter, more of a rotational guys getting the start at nose tackle. Kyle Lewis, done for the season a few weeks ago. They are thin up front. Going to need those linebackers to really come downhill. Caleb Fortner, Andon Thomas going to have big games here tonight.
First pass of the day for Mensa, setting up, and now throwing it out in space to Mario Williams. He stays in bounds past the 40, inside the 30, and finally brought down at the 25-yard line. That's a gain of 32.
Well, this is really good by the offensive line. Plenty of time, good protection, clean pocket. Mensa can survey the field, and that's really the growth they've seen throughout the course of the season. Taking his time, showing his patience, locating the open target, and very good for Mario Williams after the catch, and an explosive play for the Tulane offense.
Against a defense that was number 9 in total defense, number 8 in points allowed this season. And a penalty flag down, some movement pre-snap by Keith Brown, one of the wide receivers.
False start. Offense, number 5. 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
It'll make it 1st and 15. Tulane the last 3 years with 32 wins and 15-1 in the last 16 road games. The only loss during that span at Oklahoma back in mid-September. They were down 5 and driving to win the game. Ended up falling to the Sooners. They actually played better in Norman than Alabama did just a couple weeks ago. On the jet sweep, no running room for Keith Brown, trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, and maybe he got a yard on the play.
Really nice job by Chance Keith, setting the edge, forcing this to come back inside. He's going to come right here off the side of your screen, set this edge, and force Brown back inside. And then you see the effort to the football. A lot of black hats running to the ball. That's the one thing you'll notice when you watch this film. The effort from this Army defense is outstanding.
Ball on the ground. Mensa had trouble with the snap and maybe arm hit as he threw the pass incomplete. Pressure into space by Caleb Fortner, who the coaches say is the most improved player on the team this season.
Well, this is a pressure. They're going to dial it up and bring him. He comes right off the edge, fights through the block of the right offensive tackle, Green, and gets just enough of Mensa when he delivers that pass. 3rd down. Been such a good spot for Tulane all season. 2nd in all of college football and 3rd down offense. And look for the big tight end, Bauman, here in the slot.
Homecoming of sort for Bauman. He grew up about an hour away from the Army campus. Mensa with time, throws, and it's caught at the 20-yard line, but short of the line to gain. Mario Williams comes up about 2 yards short to move the chains. 4th down.
I think we're going to see John Sumrall go for this here on a 4th down early in this ball game. And they're going big. Nope, he's going to kick the field goal. He's going to take the points. I thought we'd see him go for it here. They've already had success running the football between the tackles, but he says we're getting points out of this opening drive.
And Dusty, they've had so many different kicking issues. 3 different place kickers this year. They finally settled on Patrick Durkin, a true freshman. He's only attempted 2 field goals. He's made them both. Long of 44. This is a 37-yarder, and some issues with the snap. Ball on the ground, and Army is going to take over on downs. Ethan Hudak, the long snapper, Bryce Bush, the holder, and Durkin hesitated. He didn't like the hold, and he didn't even try the kick. So Tulane with a good start to the drive, but for whatever reason, the place kicker, Patrick Durkin, didn't like what he saw. No points for Tulane.
Welcome back to West Point. Here early, Tulane goes for the field goal, but after some issues, unable to capitalize. I was just listening into holder Bryce Bush. He went up to kicker Patrick Durkin and said, "I apologize. I did not get it down as quickly as I usually do." So certainly some issues there, but perhaps Durkin still should have kicked it, and that was also the message I heard here on the sidelines, guys.
Yeah, Bush didn't get the ball down in time, Taylor, and it threw Patrick Durkin off. That was only his third ever field goal attempt. The true freshman, timing got off, and it was a disaster on the field goal attempt.
So Army takes over on its 28-yard line, and Bryson Daly pitching it to Noah Short on first down with room past the 40, and scoots out of bounds at the 44-yard line. A gain of 17 on Army's first play.
Well, your vintage triple option and a quick pitch from Daly outside to their fastest offensive player, Noah Short. They want to get the ball on the perimeter to Noah Short in a multitude of ways. You're going to see tosses. You're going to see triple option. Throw him the football. Nice explosive run to start this drive for Army.
313 rushing yards per game on the season for Army. That leads the country. And Daly gives it to the first man through, Kanye Udo, and he's up to midfield. Udo calls his teammate Bryson Daly Captain America, and that nickname has permeated throughout the team for who Daly is as a person. Engineering management major with a branch detail of infantry, but also as a player. Captain, number 2 in the country in rushing touchdowns on the season with 25. Only Ashton Genty of Boise has more with 28. Here's Udo again, and got a first down to the 44-yard line.
Well, Bryson Daly is rugged, tough as nails, and extremely difficult to tackle. Refuses to go down, and really has improved, not just as a runner, but as a thrower as well. Coming off a game last week, Dave, where he threw a season-high 17 passes. They'll lull you to sleep with the run, and a very capable passer at quarterback for this Army offense.
He leads the conference in rushing, 135 yards per game. That is a school record. Tulane stacking the box, and Daly with the late pitch, and Short juggled it momentarily, and then tackled by Bailey Despaney after a gain of maybe 2.
And we're going to see today from Tulane, their defensive coordinator knows this offense well. Greg Gasparotto was here at Army in 2020, spent time at Wofford as a player where they saw a lot of option. Different looking option, but they played Navy a few weeks ago, very well prepared, and his defense will be ready to go. But it's one thing to work on in practice, and it's another thing to see the option out here live with the way this team runs it.
Out of shotgun, a design run for the quarterback, and Daly stretching out, wrapped up at the 40 by Parker Peterson. Bryson Daly played for his dad in high school, Darrell, both of his grandfathers football coaches, his mom a basketball and track coach. Bryson told us at some point he'd love to coach, but he knows he's going to serve as soon as this season is over in infantry.
And this is a different monster defensively, because oftentimes they won't even go for the first down. They're just trying to get it to 4th and 3, 4th and 2, and a makeable 4th down situation. So don't be surprised they keep it on the ground here, 3rd and medium.
But movement, however, maybe Tulane drew. Army offside first. Each team pointing at the other.
Offside. Defense, number 98 with contact. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
And it's Parker Peterson playing nose right over the football, trying to get that good jump. Jumps and contacts the center, Brady Small. It's going to be an excellent matchup all night tonight. Brady Small started every game the last 2 years off conference against a really good interior defensive lineman for Tulane.
Still third down, though. Udo drilled. Man, he got popped at the point of attack by Tyler Grubbs and did not get the first down. Tulane didn't go for it when it had fourth down, but would imagine Army will go for it on fourth down here.
Oh, it's a no-brainer. Absolutely, they're going to go for it. Excellent job by Tyler Grubbs coming downhill. Big impact at the line of scrimmage. I'd be surprised if we don't see the quarterback, Bryson Daly, call his own number and keep it in his hands. Like to run the sweep behind 6. Udo is the lead blocker.
Udo was the lead blocker on that play and a first down run. Bryson Daly loves contact. He told us that. The players, all the coaches told us. He's a linebacker playing quarterback. You hear that a lot in this sport, but boy, Daly really embodies that as a QB.
Yes, he does. He just finds his spot, right? He actually went in front of his running back, Udo, because he saw a lane open up. Good block by the center. Brady Small creating just enough space to give Daly the opportunity to move the chains.
8th play of the drive for Army. Play action pass. Daly setting up in trouble. Scrambling inside the 25 and dragged down at the 20-yard line by Sam Howard, and flags come down. It's a gain of 11 and a first down. And add on more yardage after the Tulane penalty.
Face mask, defense number 15. After distance to the goal line. First down.
Howard grabbing the face mask. That'll put the ball near the 10.
Yeah, Howard plays really fast and good effort to the ball, but grabbing a handful of face masks, just a mistake by him. You'll see inside. It's a good rush by Huntington, one of their better pass rushers. He gets in, he gets there clean, but the awareness by Daly to sidestep, shrug off the defender, and a nice pickup in the open field.
On first and goal, Daly keeping in trouble, pushes one of his linemen out of the way to get positive yardage. Bryson Daly knows this offense so well, Dusty, so patient. That was a really smart play. He probably should have lost a couple of yards, and maybe a younger quarterback would have in that situation.
It's become one of their staple plays we just saw there. That's a quarterback counter back into the boundary, the short side of the field. And you're exactly right. He knows this offense, Dave, inside and out, and really working with the offensive coordinator, Cody Worley. They have kind of tailor-fit this offense around the skill set of their quarterback, Bryson Daly.
Second and goal from the 8. Udo drilled. Bounced off that initial hit, but swallowed up at the 6-yard line. So only a 1-yard pickup. Despaney there on the stop, third down.
Boy, Tyler Grubbs is coming downhill. Big impact right at the line of scrimmage, and Udo's every bit of 215. Watch this collision right at the line of scrimmage. Is bow. And then a host of Green Wave defenders to take down the running back.
Grubbs, their leading tackler, a captain, second team American Conference player. Third and goal from the 5. Daly keeping it into the end zone for the touchdown. American Conference record 26th rushing touchdown for Bryson Daly. And just 2 back now of Ashton Genty, the national leader in rushing touchdowns on the season. Trey Granati on a high snap. Got it through, and he is now 47 of 47 on extra points this year.
Well, this offensive line, there's a reason they're a Joe Moore Award finalist, one of the top 3 offensive line groups in the country. Watch the block here and the block here, and you're going to see Bryson Daly hit it downhill. It's Brady Small, it's Bill Katzianis, it's good blocking, and a touchdown for Army.
The American Athletic Championship is brought to you by the all-new Sonic Queso Smashers. Live free, eat Sonic.
Rusty Witt at one point was the assistant strength coach here at Army after serving as a communications sergeant in the 10th Special Forces Group of the U.S. Army. He's currently at Tulane, and he was mic'd up pregame.
Hey! It's time! It's time! Let's go! Get ready to be violent! Down! Up! Down! Up! Hey, I got one question, and it's all up to you. Hey, how much pain are you willing to dish out and endure for a championship? Let's go! Let's go! Bring them down, let's go. Hey, I respect you so much. I appreciate you. I love you, buddy. Love you too.
Great stuff there. As Pleasant on the return. Out past the 30 and up to the 34. You saw Witt embracing Jeff Monken, who he used to work for at Army. Hard not to get fired up after hearing that speech.
Jacked up, Dave Pash. A fiery guy, knows what it's all about to be here around this program. You heard what he had to say there with Coach Monken, the respect that's there. But he's done an outstanding job with this Tulane football team. It's still in the right mindset and the ability to make this run at another championship.
But Army strikes first, up 7-0. Good field position for Tulane. And on first down, not much running room. DeShantez Gray on the tackle of Mekhi Hughes after a gain of 2. We're just kicking off championship weekend here tonight on ABC. 3 more games tomorrow. Iowa State or Arizona State will get the automatic bid for the Big 12 champ. Texas, Georgia for the SEC title. Clemson, SMU. And obviously, if Clemson wins, it would seem that either Alabama or SMU is out.
Big discussion we'll have throughout the course of the show. Huge weekend of college football.
Here's Hughes on second down. Not much. Wrapped up by Gray. Once again, Dre Miller also in there. Third down coming up.
Back-to-back plays. DeShantez Gray really doing a nice job getting off of blocks, holding the point at the line of scrimmage. And now 3rd and long for this Tulane offense. Nate Woody likes to dial up pressure in these spots. Keep an eye on 53, Caleb Fortner. Really good blitzer. And they like to bring him in spots like this.
And he was in the face of Mensah on the 3rd down on the last drive that forced an incomplete pass. They rush for. Mensah has to step up and now has running room and gets the first down. Heading for the sideline at midfield. Chased out by Donovan Platt. Gain of 13 for Mensah.
Well, with Mensah, he has the ability to run with the football. And as you're going to see, there's a lane that's going to open up right here. You've got to keep good 2x2 rush lanes there against Aaron Mensah. As that interior defensive tackle gets washed, it opens up a lane, and Mensah wisely sees it and makes Army's defense pay.
Second time already, Tulane into Army territory as Clayton Johnson, the ball carrier. Gain of only a couple on the play. And talking with the Tulane players last night, we asked about the experience of coming to the United States Military Academy. They said this is a business trip. We're here to play football. It's great. We love what these young men are doing for our country, but we are going to meet their physicality, and we have seen that so far in this game with some big hitting by the Green Wave.
Been the mindset coming in. This is a physical football team. It's where they hang their hat. They didn't do that last week against Memphis. They're here to do that tonight.
Saw the cadets 4,300 for each home game. Mensah off play action. Everybody covered. And now Mensah finds some space and dumps it off to his tight end Bauman for a first down. Tackled by Fortner at the 37. 11 yards on the play.
Well, it's max protection, and it's excellent protection down the field. And we can freeze that, guys. And this is just smart by Bauman. Bauman's going to stay in to block, and then as nothing's there, he just leaks out. That outlet for Darian Mensah, just good, smart quarterbacking. Survey the field, allow your protection to work, and then find your outlet, and it's a nice pickup to move the chains.
These were some of the things the coaches noticed when he was third on the depth chart in preseason camp, and they said, we got to find a way to get him some reps with the ones. They did, and he ended up winning the job. Clayton Johnson close to a first down off the left side and what's likely the final play of the opening quarter. And so a failed field goal attempt on a botched snap by Tulane, a rushing touchdown for Army, and it's 7-0. This presentation of the American Athletic Championship on ABC will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations. You're watching the American Athletic Championship, a part of Dr. Pepper Championship Week. 7-0 Army. Tulane coach John Summerall moments ago with Taylor McGregor.
Coach, what will be the key to getting into the end zone here?
Well, we just got to stay on schedule. We're second one now. That's advantageous for us. Get a first down here. Maybe an off-schedule pass for us would be good, but we got to just make sure we don't do anything pre-snap. We had the false start on the first drive that set us back and had some 1st and 15. Just execute clean.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dave?
Yeah, Taylor, they ended up with nothing on that opening drive, but they're inside the 30 again. 2nd and 1 at the 28. Play action. Mensah steps up to run. First down. Tripped up by Fortner, but a gain of 5 and a first down.
Again, rush lanes just get skewed for Army. They run an inside game, and the middle opens wide up. And this is just smart football by Darian Mensah. On that second short, they were going to go play action, try to take their shot, nothing down the field, take the easy 5 and move the sticks. Seen a lot of maturation here tonight from the young quarterback. We had him early in the year, as you mentioned, against Oklahoma. So much more comfortable running this offense here at the end of the season.
And again, his first cold weather game ever. He told us he's skied before, but otherwise has never played in temperatures below 45. He's from Southern California. And Mekhi Hughes, a powerful run downhill. First down, a gain of about 12 down to the 11-yard line.
Nice job inside the center, Vincent Murphy. And you're also going to see the guard, Rimitich, just do a good job getting movement. And then this zone running attack for Mekhi Hughes just really has good vision and feel. The cutback, and then get north and south for a nice game.
Hughes missed all of 2022 with a knee injury. Didn't start last year until mid-October. Ended up with over 1,300 yards. He's over 1,300 again this year. 2-time first-team All-American Conference. Play action. Mensah on the rollout, being chased. End zone pass out of bounds. Trying to hit Mario Williams, who ran out of real estate.
They love to play action boot. And as you touched on, Mario Williams, just not enough space on the side of the end zone. As Mensah trying to find his favorite target, Mario Williams, who really has just had an excellent year for this Tulane offense. And throughout the course of this season, Dave, we saw them falter earlier, but Tulane throughout the course of this season, they've been really good in the red zone.
Number 4 in the country in red zone touchdowns. But again, 0 for 1 tonight. They have a 2nd and 10 at the Army 11. Hughes gets the carry and breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage and then stumbles for a few yards down to the 7.
See that good, tough physical running by Mekhi Hughes. Just make it 3rd and manageable here on this upcoming 3rd down. I mentioned him earlier on 3rd down, but Alex Bauman, he's got 6 touchdowns. He is a true red zone weapon, a red zone target for this offense, and great comfort and familiarity with the quarterback and his big tight end.
A touchdown on every 3 catches this season for Bauman. And penalty flags fly. Movement by Tulane.
Snap infraction. Offense number 64. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
It's on Vincent Murphy, and you just heard Whit Taylor, John Summerall say we can't get off schedule with a pre-snap penalty, and it's happened again. Now 3rd and 11.
That's exactly right. This is a senior who's really a smart, good player. We talked to him yesterday, one of the vocal leaders up front, and just, you know, as Mensah was trying to check at the line of scrimmage, he moved the football.
Mensah in trouble, hit and sack back at the 20-yard line. Elo Madozi, now 5.5 sacks on the season for Army.
Well, Madozi is the best edge rusher this Army team has, and he's going to win with speed. Really good bending the edge, using the hands. You see him get a little shimmy inside, get that tackle to set inside, and work back out. And a huge 3rd down sack for the sophomore edge.
And Tulane now on 4th and 18 has to try a field goal. Better snap and hold, but the kick is no good. Missed wide to the right by Durkin. 0 for 2 now on field goal tries, and the kicking game issues continue for Tulane.
Well, the field goal game for Tulane has been a disaster. 2nd botched field goal, Army up early.
Well, this is a game a one-time nose tackle would love. Dusty's defensive dudes love this weather as well.
And it starts with Tulane's Patrick Jenkins. He is strong, uses his hands well, and very productive on the inside for this Tulane defense. And how about the back end? Max DiDomenico, the leader of the back end of this Army defense, tackles extremely well, really smart and good in coverage, and a key piece of this Army defense.
And Army number 2 in the country in red zone defense, and Tulane's offense 0 for 2 so far in the game. The Knights take over on their 20-yard line. And a pitch to short, and had some room initially, but Chenchu able to run him down after a gain of about 3. Let's take a look at our impact players.
Well, we've seen Mekhi Hughes have an impact already in this ball game. And how about the left tackle, Connor Finucane? He is so athletic, so good in the pull scheme. You saw him right there on that toss, do a nice job helping set that edge. We're going to talk a lot about this Army offensive line that, you know, Jeff Monken told us in his 36 years of coaching, it's the best he's ever had.
Udo on 2nd and 5, 1st down and more. Udo might be gone. Races on past the 40-yard line, inside the 30, inside the 10, and tripped up inside the 5. A 71-yard run by Kanye Udo.
Well, right on cue, the offensive line getting work done. Watch this double here. They're going to come up, nice kick out here, and you're going to see that the linebacker, Tyler Grubbs, get out of his gap, go the other way. Good vision and the burst from Kanye Udo out in the open field. And a massive explosive play for this Army rushing attack.
You got first teamers at center and left guard, second teamers at left tackle, right guard, and right tackle, all conference on that offensive line for Army. And now 1st down and goal. Daly keeping it and powering his way into the end zone for a 2nd touchdown. Seven touchdowns rushing on the season. Bryson Daly, number 2 in the country, 1 shy of Ashton Genty for the National League. Army trying to finish the regular season with 11 wins for the first time. Their only other 11-win season was in 2018, and that was with a bowl win. And they still have the Army-Navy game, the 125th edition, next week. 14-0 Knights.
Well, once again, watch the left side. Now it's tackle over. Left guard's going to be getting work done. Block down here. Tight end does a great job getting up to the linebacker. And Bryson Daly into the end zone once again. Good push up front, and Captain America in the end zone for a 2nd time.
College football championship weekend continues Saturday.
The 5 highest ranked conference champions get automatic bids to the new expanded college football playoff. And here's what's at stake. You got Boise, UNLV. If you win, you're in. You lose, you're out. It's the same with Iowa State and Arizona State on ABC in the Big 12 championship. Clemson's in if it beats SMU tomorrow. As we look at our cheese at crunch time, SMU still could get an at-large if it loses. That's the big debate, Alabama or SMU. Rayshawn Jenkins has got 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns this season and a pick 6. Dangerous with the ball in his hands. Past the 30, and he fumbled the ball. This time he's dangerous to his teammates with the ball in his hands. The kicker, Granati, forced the fumble. And Tommy Zatila recovers it for Army.
Well, special teams continues to be a problem for Tulane tonight. A botched snap. They don't even get the kickoff. A missed field goal. And now, how about Trey Granati, the kicker? Watch him come up. Pat McAfee's going to love this. Kicker coming up, getting work done. At Army, you can't be scared if you're on the football field. Goes up to wrap up, and he gets the ball out. And a takeaway. An Army with the football. And a chance to try to go up 3 scores.
And it wasn't even that big of a hit, but it was enough.
Bigger hit than you could have given, Pash.
To have Rayshawn Pleasant cough up the football. Now on first down, Udo. Push back at the 35-yard line after a gain of 3. Only the second fumble recovery this season for Army. They do have 16 interceptions on the year, which is in the top 10 nationally.
This is an extremely important possession for the Tulane defense. They've got to find a way to get a stop and stop the bleeding that's going on with this football team right now. A stop here could change the momentum back in their favor. They need this drive.
A pitch to Short, running behind his left tackle and down to the 30. Connor Finucane is the left tackle, and he's an amazing story. He's a senior from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, in his 5th year. He weighs 315 pounds now. This summer, he lost 50 pounds for his military assignment as part of the Air Assault School. And in the same summer, after losing 50 pounds, after the school was over, he gained the 50 pounds back to get ready to play left tackle in training camp.
Incredible story, and really just another example of what this Army program is about. His 50th start he's making here tonight.
And a third down and 3. Daly falls forward after getting hit, but comes up short of the first down. Ransaw on the tackle. 4th down and about a yard.
And you know, for Jeff Monken, this is an area where this offense is built for this type of situation. No doubt about it. Going to go for this right here. And don't be surprised if it stays in the hands of number 13, the quarterback, Bryson Daly.
Had an incredible year, amazing numbers, and he missed the game. He did not play against Air Force due to injury, yet he's got 27 touchdowns, number 2 in the country on the ground, 2 so far in this game. And he will keep it on 4th down. Got hit at the point of attack, but was able to power through the Sam Howard tackle and move the chains. First down.
This is just smart by Bryson Daly. He sees a hole up front on the right side, and he's just going to take advantage of it. Look at this space right here. And you're going to see Bryson Daly just say, you know what? I'm going to get to that spot before the linebacker, Sam Howard, can get there. I'm going to lower my shoulder, run through, lean forward, and move the sticks.
Again, you see the strength. We asked Daly yesterday, would you rather throw a bomb or run somebody over running the football? He said, this time of year, with all the shots I've taken, I'm happy to throw the ball. But he hasn't yet. No passing attempts yet in this game. Udo, the ball carrier, down to about the 25 for 2. And let's go to Taylor down on the field.
Dave, one of the things that Jeff Monken loves about his team is the toughness, and Bryson Daly epitomizes that. After his first touchdown, he came to the sideline. He had blood all over his elbows. Trainers were coming up to him, wiping it off, and all he wanted was the iPad. He did not care. He didn't look to be in any pain. He just wanted to figure out how he could get back out there and score again.
And the bandage he's got on, that thing's falling off too. They're going to have to put something else on there. But as you said, I'm not sure he cares. Daly pitching short inside the 20. First down and down to about the 10. Noah Short former corner turned slot back. Gets down to the 11-yard line.
Well, Aiden Huntington's going to be outside, and he's going to be caught in a weird spot. Watch him as he works out. He's going to be caught. He's going to try to play pitch. He doesn't know if he's going to play pitch. He's going to play quarterback. He's kind of caught no man's land, and it's a good job by Daly. He forces all the way to him, gets him to lean in just a little bit, and then the nice pitch on the perimeter.
Chance to go up 3 scores for Army. Daly stumbles down to about the 8 for 3 yards. They can get a first down before the end zone. Sam Howard did enough to trip up Daly that time. Bryson Daly attended the U.S. Military Academy Prep School here on campus. That's what a lot of incoming students who want to go to Army do. They come to the prep school on campus. He actually was here in COVID. He couldn't leave campus for 6 months. But said really helped his mental toughness dealing with that stretch was really difficult. Here he is on second down. Still no pass attempts. Again, despite getting walloped at the line of scrimmage by Grubbs, he still gets positive yardage.
For Tyler Grubbs, physical, nice job scraping over the top. That's 2 tough football players. 13 on 13, a nice tackle by Tyler Grubbs. Tulane's got to find a way to get a stop here and not allow Army back into the end zone.
And Bryson Daly, 76 pass attempts, but none in this game. You throw it on this play here in 3rd and 5.
I keep it on the ground. They've had a lot of success running the football.
And they will. Daly, and coming down to make the hit at the 5-yard line is Micah Robinson, a corner, and now it's 4th down or about 3.
4th and 3. Jeff Funkin, he's keeping the offense on the field, and this is just who this football team is. If you've watched this Army team throughout the course of the season, no doubt keeping the offense on the field, and they're going to go for this first down.
Only 9 field goal attempts all season for Army. Nearing 4 minutes to go here in the first half.
This could be a spot, maybe a little play action here, Dave. Watch 21, Robinson.
That's him in motion. He gets the pitch, in trouble, and tackled short of the line. Patrick Jenkins and Grubbs over there to make the tackle, and Tulane with a huge turnover on downs.
We talked about Patrick Jenkins earlier when we talked about the dudes in this defense. Watch him get up the field, doing a good job setting that edge, and a huge stop for Tulane.
The AT&T Countdown to the College Football Playoff National Championship, Monday, January 20th on ESPN.
Yeah, that's how I get by.
And AT&T is keeping you connected with our Bracket Insights. The first on-campus college football playoff game ever will take place 2 weeks from tonight. The 4 highest-ranked conference champions receive first-round byes. It's unlikely that the winner of this game will make the college football playoff. It's likely either Boise or UNLV in the Mountain West that will get the non-Power 4 bid, and then you have the 7 at-large teams. In your mind, is Alabama one of those teams? By the way, you can sign up now at ESPN.com for the first ever CFP bracket challenge.
Well, that depends, and the big debate's going to be SMU Clemson. If SMU beats Clemson, it's easy. Alabama's getting in that 11 spot. But if Clemson beats SMU, who gets in? Look, I think SMU going into the weekend, they're sitting there at number 8. I do not think, barring a blowout loss, they should lose their spot in the college football playoff. But we got to watch the games play out. There's going to be a big decision on the hands of the committee if Clemson wins that game in Charlotte tomorrow night.
Meanwhile, Tulane taking over on downs and running Mekhi Hughes on first down past the 10 and stood up at about the 13, a yard short of the line to gain.
Do you agree with that? You think if SMU, if they play tough, if it's a competitive game, goes down to the wire, would you put Alabama in or would you put SMU in?
I still would put Alabama in because of the strength of schedule. Okay. Because of the win over Georgia, far better than any win SMU has.
And a win over South Carolina. They got 3 top 20 wins, but man, been a great year for Ed Lashley and SMU.
Hughes again on second down. Needed 1, and he got about 8 out to the 20-yard line. Casey Larkin on the stop. So here's what we're talking about in terms of, strength of schedule. 17 for Alabama, obviously, in the SEC. Look, this isn't a conversation if SMU wins.
Correct.
But if SMU loses and they have to get an at-large and it comes down to those two teams, I'd say Alabama. It seems like the committee would agree, right?
That's going to be the debate. I do think how that game goes is going to play a role. I would not feel comfortable if I'm Rhett Lashley and SMU waiting on that committee to make a decision. But that's just a tough precedent to set first year.
Mensah play action and throws an interception. He underthrew the receiver, and Thomas picks it off. Second straight turnover forced by Army. And just the 6th interception thrown all year by Mensah.
Wow, what a mistake by Darian Mensah, and he's been so smart with the football. He's trying to hit Mario Williams on a crosser, and just watch Andon Thomas in zone coverage. He's going to get depth. He's going to read the quarterback's eyes the entire way. Vision on the football, and a big takeaway for Army. I got it. Well, it's been a night filled with miscues for Tulane, and it started with special teams. You see the holder did not get the ball down in time, messed up the timing, pushes this second field goal, and then a fumble on the kickoff return for Tulane, recovered by Army. The defense got to stop, but just now, Darian Mensah makes a mistake, throws it right to the linebacker, Andon Thomas. John Sumrall told Taylor to start the game, we can't turn the football over and make mistakes, and that's exactly what they've done in this first half here tonight, Dave.
3 turnovers in the loss to Memphis, which ended their college football playoff hopes a week ago. Army another chance to go up 21-0. Udo up the middle. And there's Tyler Grubbs again to meet him at the line of scrimmage.
Tyler Grubbs is getting work done there in the middle. His job coming downhill. Tough physical linebacker, second team, all conference, both him and Sam Howard. Done an excellent job with that Tulane defense all season. They need him to step up big right now and limit this drive after the takeaway.
And Army going to let the clock run down here to the 2-minute timeout at Michie Stadium in its 101st season. Built in 1924 here on the Army campus in West Point, New York, on the west bank of the Hudson River. A critical stretch during the Revolutionary War when George Washington was leading the way.
You're way too fast now.
Dave, Dusty, we'll see you at the half.
And speaking of the running game, here it is again. Bryson Daly, who still hasn't thrown a pass, as you guys mentioned. 1 catch for the defense, none for the offense, but when you run it this well, you don't need to throw it. 1st and goal, Army.
I mean, the blocking is just so good. Watch this double team here, and then the right guard just getting work done. And there's just a big hole that opens up off the right side. Daly does a really nice job, too, with the slight hesitation. That hole opens right up. The interior of this offensive line tonight for Army. The left guard, 53, Bill Katsianis, Brady Small, the center, Gennarelli, the right guard, really doing a nice job getting movement and open up these holes for these Army runners.
So a timeout called by Tulane. They want some time on the clock. Even if Army scores, kick off your NFL Sunday after championship weekend in college football. The countdown crew breaks down all the games coming up on Sunday NFL Countdown, 9 a.m. Eastern, and then Joe and Troy in Dallas, Week 14 Monday Night Football, Bengals and Cowboys, 8 Eastern ABC. You got Peyton and Eli and ESPN2, plus a Simpsons Fun Day football version on Disney Plus and ESPN Plus. The game will be animated into the iconic Simpsons world in Springfield.
Simpsons football? It's taking me back to my childhood, Pash. Were you a Simpsons fan?
Oh, of course. Who wasn't, man?
Favorite character?
Homer. That's always the answer.
It's got to be Bart. Come on, man.
Udo down to the 6. Going to be another timeout here by Tulane. Again, trying to preserve time so that Army doesn't run out the clock and then go into the end zone. Army will get the ball to start the second half as well.
Well, per usual tonight, Army has been all about running the football over and over. And by no surprise, it's the Conference Player of the Year, Bryson Daly, getting in the end zone not once, but twice. When we talk about this rushing attack, big run by Udo up the middle. It's what we've been talking about all night. It's one of the best offensive lines in all of college football. The last touchdown there for Bryson Daly. That entire crew up front just doing an excellent job at the point of attack with physicality, with athleticism, and really making life easy on these ball carriers for Army.
They got 186 yards of offense, and it's all on the ground. 27 rushing attempts. Only 22 plays run by Tulane. Army 10-1. The only loss was against Notre Dame 2 weeks ago. They still have the 125th playing in the Army-Navy game next week. Landover, Maryland. Daly looking for running room, and he's down to the 5. Tulane will take another timeout. By the way, for the first time since 2017, the winner of that game next week will clinch the Commander-in-Chief's trophy. Both Army and Navy beat Air Force earlier this season. Only the 5th time since 1978 that game will determine who wins. What all the Army players and coaches told us yesterday, even with the American Championship on the line, that Commander-in-Chief is still the most coveted trophy at Army. This season, All-State will celebrate every field goal and extra point made by participating universities by making a donation to the university's General Scholarship Fund. Thank you, All-State.
It's been amazing being here at West Point for this American Championship, and you know, just these 16,000 acres of history and just the pride you feel as an American in your country being around here. This game has been excellent, but that Army-Navy game, had a chance to go a couple of times. It is next level. The intensity, the rivalry, and the look on Jeff Monken's face. We mentioned Army yesterday. You know how important that game is.
Another touchdown for Bryson Daly, his 3rd of the day. He's now tied for the national lead in rushing touchdowns. #28 on the season for the quarterback. Rushing touchdowns, Bryson Daly. That might be too much for Tulane to overcome with all the mistakes they've made and their inability to stop Army. This Green Wave team looks entirely different than we saw for most of the season. Lost last week, and it's a bad snap here, but the kick is good. Army had no issues there despite a botched snap. Tulane's missed 2 field goals in this game.
And now we're going to go tackle over. And it's Finucane here, it's a double here, and how about the big fullback just going to lead his way and pave a path for Bryson Daly. Rendina 33 gets just enough of Sam Howard to open that hole, and you see the elation, the excitement of the captain, Bryson Daly, in the end zone as his team takes a commanding 3-score lead.
Got Ashton Genty playing for Boise State right now, and he's tied with Daly. Again, one's a running back, one's a quarterback. Tied for the national lead in rushing scores.
And worth pointing out, Genty has played one more game than Bryson Daly. Obviously, that additional game next week we're just talking about with Army-Navy, but Ashton Genty's been incredible. He's going to be in New York City, rightfully so, but Bryson Daly has just been special this season for this Army offense.
Grew up in Abernathy, Texas, close to Lubbock. He's 23 years old. Played for his dad at Abernathy High School. He's a high school discus champion, as well as being an outstanding football player. Now they pop it up on the kickoff, and Bauman made the catch at the 30, and he's out past the 40-yard line, so decent field position for Tulane. No timeouts left, 1:36 remaining.
Well, you know, you were mentioning Abernathy, Texas, where Bryson Daly's from. I'm from Texas, and I had not heard of Abernathy. And he said it's out west by Lubbock. And then we were talking with the offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach, Cody Worley, who was talking about his recruiting story. And he said, it's the first time I saw, what do you call those things? You know, they're on the ground. We're like, what are you talking about, coach? It was a tumbleweed. It was the first time Coach Worley had ever seen a tumbleweed when he went to the home of Bryson Daly and recruited his future quarterback.
And Daly told us that his branch detail is infantry. It was branch night on Wednesday, where all the student athletes find out their military assignments as Mensa is short of the first down, so the clock will continue to move as he's brought down by Fortner at the 48.
Important to operate right here, try to get a score, some kind of momentum for Tulane before they go into half.
Mensah, an interception on the last drive. Looking downfield, everybody covered. And now Mensah finds Hughes out of the backfield. Should have gone out of bounds. The clock will stop to reset the chains. 1:03 to go. But could have just run out of play that time.
Boy, plenty of time here all day for Mensah to survey the field. And you're exactly right. Makai Hughes got to be more aware. Got to get out of bounds. Clock running once they set the football.
Mensah hitching, now firing, and it's incomplete. Fleming unable to hang on at the 28. Clock stop with 54 seconds left.
And Darren Mensah typically operates with such good accuracy down the field. That pass a little bit low. Fleming tried to work back for it, but unable to go to the ground and come up with the catch. Said he wasn't worried about the cold, was uber confident when we talked to him last night. He struggled here in this first half against this Army defense.
That one on target. Breaking free is Williams inside the 20. Cuts it back and into the end zone. Huge touchdown at the end of the half for Tulane. 42 yards.
Wrap.
Mensah's 21st touchdown pass of the season. He's jacked up as Tulane, despite all kinds of issues, getting lined up with pre-snap penalties, missed field goals, 2 turnovers, a turnover on downs as well. They finally get into the end zone. Another bad sequence there on the snap, but the holder got it down. Durkin puts it through to make it 21-7.
This is really good by Mario Williams. It's zone coverage. He's just going to find this soft spot in the zone and sit it down. Go ahead and roll that, guys. And then it's bad tackling in the open field. Jaden Mays, the corner, is going to come in and should make this tackle right around the 28. He misses that tackle. Bauman gets just enough of a block down the field, and the explosive speed in the open field for Mario Williams, exactly what this Tulane offense needed before halftime. He knows how important this is, Dave. Darren Mensah, they needed that. They needed something good, something positive to happen before halftime. That's good because you're down 3 touchdowns. It's cold. You're feeling sorry for yourself. You get your head down a little bit. They respond. Good field position off the kickoff and go right down and get a huge touchdown to create some momentum and get some life for this football team.
It's obviously very cold. When you're down 21-0, I got to imagine it's colder when you're the team that's losing, and that maybe will recenter this Tulane team. Short kickoff. Taken on the 15-yard line, and Robinson barely got back to the 25. So Army with 41 seconds left, 3 timeouts. If you're Army at this stage, you're going to get the ball to start the second half. Do you just take a knee and end the half, or do you try to get something going here offensively? They don't throw the ball.
I don't know if you take a knee, but you just hand the football off. You just run the football like you do. You may pop a big run, but you're not taking a shot down the field and some kind of disaster happening. It's been a very good first half if you're Army, but I think you're very conservative here. You take the lead going into halftime, and you know you get the ball coming out.
Had a turnover against Notre Dame at halftime. No run. Rendina, who's sure-handed, and a 260-pounder, so if he busts one, it's going to be hard to get him down, but tackled at the 29. And Tulane's out of timeouts. See if Army runs one more player, just heads to halftime. First ever conference championship game for Army. Other than a 7-year stretch in Conference USA from 1998 to 2004, they had been an independent. And what's so interesting about what's become the most important championship weekend yet in the history of college football, with all these automatic bids on the line, is all these teams in year one in their respective conferences are playing for a title. SMU was in the American title game last year. Now they're playing for the ACC championship. Army trying to win the American in year one. And they have a 21-7 lead at halftime over Tulane as we check in with Taylor and Jeff Munkin.
Coach, how does that last touchdown drive by Tulane impact what you'll tell your group at half?
Just agonizing to see that happen. We hadn't been kicking the ball off very good. We tried a sky kick, hoping we could keep them from getting a long return, and unfortunately they capitalized and got a touchdown. Would have loved to have had a 21-point lead at halftime.
Thank you. Dave?
But it's 21-7. Army gets the ball to start the second half. Bryson Daly, 3 rushing touchdowns to lead the way for Army. Halftime report with Kevin and Booger McFarland on the other side.
You're watching Dr. Pepper Championship Week.
Welcome back to the American Athletic Championship, a part of Dr. Pepper Championship Week. Army in its first ever conference title game, leading 21-7, and will get the ball to start the second half. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Taylor McGregor down on the field. It's so interesting when you watch an Army game. This is a 10-win team, only lost to Notre Dame, because if you're the defense, you know what's coming. 30 rushes in that first half, no passes, yet they still dominated.
Nothing you can do to stop it, and it's the way the offensive line has functioned up front for Army, getting good push, allowing Daly to get it going with his legs, allowing Kanye Udo to get it going. It really was domination up front on the line of scrimmage. And Army already put up in that first half 192 yards on the ground, and we've seen a variety of run game. Little option getting on the perimeter, that inside dive that you see to that B-back Udo right up the middle. And then, of course, the captain, the leader, Bryson Daly, just getting it in. Quarterback sweeps, quarterback powers. Really the way they've tailor-fit this offense around their signal caller.
3 touchdowns for Daly on the ground, 28 on the season. 2 back of Ashton Genty, who had a long touchdown run for Boise State, which is up 21-0 on UNLV. 21-7 Army here, and Army will get the ball to start the third quarter and will operate from the 25. Check in with Taylor.
Well, Dave, look for Tulane to run with tempo here in the second half. John Summerall felt like his offense found an advantage there late in the first half when they were able to go with a little bit of tempo, he said. And we know that Army likes to control the clock, so hopefully that can help our offense. But first and foremost, they have to get Army's offense off the field. And he says everybody has to do their job, because just some misfits and misassignments have allowed Army to really stay on the field.
I think that's wise strategy by John Summerall. Saw something that worked before half, used some tempo, but got to get a stop to start the second half.
And on first down, Udo pushing the pile out near the 29. Tulane swarming to the football. Out of the pile is Micah Robinson, a gain of 4. Tulane with a couple of turnovers, interception, a lost fumble, turnover on downs, a couple of missed field goals in that first half.
Miscues plague Tulane, special teams in particular. Got to find a way to clean that up and not be their own worst enemy here in the second half.
Trying to win the American championship for the second time in 3 years. Daly keeping it. Wrapped up at the 31. Third down coming up.
Well, nice job inside Parker Peterson. He's such a force on the interior of this defensive line for Tulane. But still you see the push and able to get them right where they want to be, sitting here 3rd and 3 for this Army offense. That's a win for Army when they can get in these spots.
Number 1 in the country in rushing. Number 1 in the country in time of possession. Number 4 in the country on third down. 2 for 5 today. First man through. Udo able to get the first down. Hard to bring him to the ground with an arm tackle. And a fresh set of downs for the Black Knights.
Well, interior, just really good. Brady Smalls playing big. The center sophomore center for Army. A combo block, getting up to the second level, getting just enough to allow Udo the opportunity to move the chains and get the first down.
Over 1,000 yards thanks to that 72-yard run that we just showed you a moment ago from the first half. Dropping back to throw the first pass of the game for Army, and it's caught by Noah Short and out of bounds at the 44, a gain of 8.
And that's now going to stick in the mind of Tulane. First time we've actually seen a pass in this football game. Now all of a sudden this Tulane defense, they got to be mindful. Bryson Daly more than capable. His favorite target, Noah Short, got that excellent speed. Just spit him the ball on the perimeter. Nice pickup on first down.
Army started 9-0 for the first time since 1996. Got to number 16 in the polls, its highest since 1962 when they were a top 10 team. Currently number 24. Udo, first down and more. Diving to the 42-yard line. Gain of 14.
Which is good push inside. 71, Gennarelli getting up on the linebacker. Watch, you're going to see this backer come down, and Gennarelli's just going to wash it all the way across, and it's going to open up this hole for Udo right up the middle. Really well done on the interior of that offensive line.
Udo again straight ahead. So gain of about 3. You mentioned Paolo Gennarelli, second team All-America. Let's just take a look at his daily schedule. Wake up at 6:15, lights out at 11:30, and more in between than I think all of us in the booth combined get done in a day.
And look at the calculus too, Portuguese. Dave, can you imagine taking Portuguese? Just incredible. And you do take a little Italian, by the way.
I mean, breakfast looks good there, and team dinner. I'm good with those two. I got those handled.
It's about all you can do. But the time constraints on these guys is just crazy.
Daly, late pitch to Short as he got clocked, and only a gain of 1 or 2. And it's interesting where the barracks are situated, the daily activities for Army. As we look at the second down play, they have to walk up a half mile every day. When talking to the players, they refer to their military post is down there, and that football is up here, and that being up here at the football facility is like a vacation.
And they told us you got to compartmentalize both of these places, completely separate the two, literally like living 2 different worlds when you're playing football and you're a member here at West Point.
On 3rd and 5, a pitch to Short, and he's tackled in the backfield by Micah Robinson, bringing up 4th down.
Well, this is so good by Micah Robinson. Going to come out of your screen. They're going to try to run this toss wide. Watch Michael Robinson knife underneath this block and get an excellent tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Good physical tackle and a nice job on the perimeter.
Surprised they're not punting here.
No, inside the 40-yard line. You know, this is 4th and 5. This is go territory for this Army offense.
But you're up 2 scores. You punt, you pin him deep. Tulane's been its own
worst enemy. Army's built, though. This is what they do.
And back to throw. Daly, complete pitch and catch with Casey Reynolds, and a first down to the 28. 18th catch for Reynolds. That leads the team.
6'2", their best target by far. Watch the route, just an out route, and really good timing. We get lulled to sleep with Bryson Daly as a runner, but really good accuracy and timing on the out route, moving the sticks for a first down.
Daly red hot throwing the ball. 2 attempts in a row, 2 completions. After no attempts in the first half, 78 attempts on the season for the American Conference Offensive Player of the Year. Quarterback draw. Daly inside the 15 and all the way down to the 6-yard line. 22 yards on the play. Penalty marker down. Army has not been called for a penalty yet in this game.
Offside. Defense, number 35. The penalty is declined. The result of the play is a first down.
And I'm talking about it a lot, but it's important to see what's going on at the line of scrimmage. Watch this double team here. And then you're going to see Udo lead up inside on this quarterback run from Bryson Daly. Just a called quarterback draw. The double team at the point of attack, the fullback getting up to the second level.
Daly looking for his 4th touchdown of the day. He's in! Bryson Daly, 29 rushing touchdowns on the season, and he missed a game this year. And you wonder, that took 6.5 minutes. Will Tulane get enough possessions in this game to come back from down 20? Grenady on for another extra point. Another impressive drive by Army, engineered by the engineer management major, the quarterback Bryson Daly.
Well, it's been about this rushing attack all night, and what an evening for the Conference Player of the Year, Captain America himself, Bryson Daly. Good block from Rendina and Army back in the end zone to start the second half.
Have fun.
Bryson Daly putting on a clinic here tonight. The quarterback lives by the motto, cool head, hot heart. It is a tattoo that he has on his left arm in the handwriting of his grandpa, Buddy Coomer. Now, Coomer is a Hall of Fame coach in his own right. And when Bryson was growing up, he had the tendency to get a hot temper. So his grandfather, who he calls coach, would text him before every game with that same message, cool head, hot heart. It was a reminder to him to keep his emotions in check because his teammates around him are looking for him to stabilize their emotions.
And Taylor would love to see him get invited to New York, as Rayshon Pleasant on the return is past the 35 and out across the 40. Deserves to be in the Heisman conversation, and he was mic'd up pregame.
Good eyes, good feet. Good eyes, good feet. Yeah, let's go. Let's go, man. Let's be sharp. Be sharp. Hey, start right now, man. Start right now. Yo. You know what I'm saying? Extra football, man. Free football. 06. Let's have a day, man. Yeah! I love you boys. No one's giving us a shot, man. We weren't even supposed to be here. Let's go. Brotherhood on 2. 1, 2.
Nicknamed Captain America by his teammates. Mekhi Hughes wrestled to the ground for a loss of 1 on the play. Daly played for his dad, who's a football coach in high school, both his grandpa's coaches. Taylor just mentioned one of them. And also his mom, basketball and track coach. But his branch detail is infantry, and so he will be serving his country before getting an opportunity to do what he wants to eventually, which is coach football, as Mensa gets to the 45, bringing up a critical 3rd down.
Love that story. The cool head, hot heart, the tattoo. We talked to him about that yesterday. Reminded myself, I used to have a little bit of a hot head, believe it or not, whenever I was younger, and it's a great message and a great reminder. And he's able to have that emotion, have that energy, but keep his emotions in check when he needs to. He's done a great job leading this football team.
And now for Tulane, again, with being down 21, you don't know how many possessions you're going to get because they can't stop Army. This is a must. Convert. They run Hughes, probably because they're going to go for it on 4th down anyway, but now instead of 4th and 5, it's 4th and 6 because Hughes loses a yard on the play as Caleb Fortner makes the hit.
Well, Caleb Fortner is going to come downhill right now. He's going to come tight off that edge and make the initial contact, and you'll see Thomas come in second to finish it off. Good penetration. And right on cue, as you said, no doubt, down 3 touchdowns. And with the limited possessions, John Summerall knows he's got to go for it here on 4th down.
Mensa looking in trouble, being chased backside, rolling left, throws back across the middle, and it's caught for a 1st down by Shaz Preston. Just his 4th catch of the year.
Well, it's a dangerous throw. He's going to wait. Nothing open down the field. Rolled to his left, throw it back across the field late. And you see the safety. DiDomenico just a hair late and a huge completion to Shaz Preston.
And DiDomenico was shaken up there for a moment. So a timeout called. We've got another injury as well on the other side of the field. We'll clean all that up when we come back.
Want to see this week's top 25? Just tell Siri. Show me the college football rankings.
All right, Siri, this week's college football playoff rankings brought to you by AT&T. Obviously a ton at stake this weekend. Texas, Georgia, SEC championship tomorrow, ABC.
I cannot wait for all these matchups. Going to be fantastic. But you mentioned the SEC championship game. I think Texas gets revenge in this one. I like Georgia in the opener, but right now Texas just playing better football than Georgia. Texas, the better defense and the better offensive line. That's what Georgia was doing when they were winning national championships. Feels like Sark's got a squad right now that can win a national championship. Should be fun in Atlanta. I think Texas wins the SEC in their first year, similar to what Army's trying to pull off here tonight.
Georgia still gets in, though, as an at-large.
Yes, Georgia will be in.
Question is home or road game.
I expect there'll be a home team.
Penalty flags down. Were you surprised Ohio State only fell to 6?
Offense, number 87. 5-yard penalty. First down.
I figured it'd be 6 or 7. They've got better wins than Tennessee. You know, when you look at their road win at Penn State, beating Indiana by 23 at home, I think that's what did it. The quality wins that they had kept them ahead of Tennessee, so I think it makes sense where they fell at number 6.
We will find out on ESPN noon Sunday. CFP selection show presented by AT&T. Who's in, who's out, who's hosting, who gets home games in the first ever college football playoff games on campus. The first one 2 weeks from tonight, 3 more 2 weeks from tomorrow. Bauman on the catch. A second down, Tulane needing to score with the clock not in its favor. Mensah out in space. Williams, who had the touchdown in the first half, he'll be just short. Third down.
As we see, just like Taylor said, come out of half, Tulane operating more quickly, sense of urgency here on this drive, understanding they've got to score and score a touchdown here to try to cut this to a 2-score game. Inside run to Hughes. Just get the first down.
That was the call, and with the push at the end, he may have gotten it. Dre Miller in there first defensively for Army. They spot the ball, and it's a first down.
What's good effort at the end. He was stymied right there at the line of scrimmage, but the extra effort, keeping the legs moving and leaning forward, moves the chains.
53 yards in the day for Hughes. Back-to-back 1,300-yard seasons for him. And a timeout by Army to get settled down defensively. Back to West Point in a moment. The home team up 28-7. Back in West Point, a shot of the barracks, which right now are empty because the 4,300 cadets are here in the stadium. They are required to go to every home game that Army plays.
You would have asked, what happens if they don't come? They say, well, that's not an option. So appreciative of all these young men and women. This is the leadership mecca of the world right here at West Point.
Opened in 1802, shortly after the Revolutionary War victory engineered by George Washington on this very site. Mensah to the sideline, and coming back to the ball is Brown to make the catch. And now Tulane with a first down is in the red zone.
A good route there by Keith Brown, shutting it down, working back to the football. Good timing from Mensah.
Must score situation, down 21. Mensah has another completion to the 10-yard line. Fleming lost the ball, and now a late hit. A flag comes down. Fleming got the ball back, but a mistake by Tulane. They've been their own worst enemy when it comes to mistakes today. You think there's something on Army first?
It might be on Weaver, way he slammed him to the ground.
There was a player for Tulane who came in late.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense number 68. It's a 15-yard penalty. The down counts. It's second down.
All right, so Josh Remitich with the penalty. Let's bring in our rules expert, Matt Austin.
Yeah, I know why the offensive player kind of retaliated. He thought his player got thrown to the ground. He really didn't. He was started to go to the ground, and another player came in and hit him, made it look worse than it was. But he came in and picked the guy off the pile, and you just can't do that. So that's a good call.
Backs Tulane up now to the 25.
Remitich, you know, he's a captain. He's got that nasty, but got to keep your emotions in check on a play like that.
Mensah from the pocket delivers to Brown. Got a big chunk of it back. Gain of about 9. Third down coming up.
Tulane receivers are doing a good job sitting down in these zone holes. There's holes in the zone coverage that you see from Army. They're finding that space, shutting it down, and Darren Mintz is doing a nice job distributing the football to the open targets of this Tulane receiving corps.
Mensah started the year 3rd on the depth chart in preseason camp. He was the scout team quarterback. He worked his way into the starting lineup, and they were in the playoff mix until a loss last week to Memphis. And a carryover to this game tonight. They've really struggled, down 21. On 3rd and 8, Mensah in trouble, being chased, and keeps the ball instead of trying to throw it downfield. Brent Jarena, along with Trey Sophia, run him out of bounds. And it's 4th down.
Well, it's good pursuit to the football. Mintz had nobody open down the field. He was trying to get to the edge. But that sideline, really a nice extra defender for Army. And you feel like right now you got to have this crucial 4th down if you're Tulane and Darian Mensah. And I like the coupling up top. Bauman, your tight end, and 4, Mario Williams, 2 of the go-to targets for Darian Mensah.
Army brings a blitz. Mensah's pass incomplete. Trying to hit Keith Brown. Donovan Platt with the pass breakup, and Army takes over on downs.
Well, we see Army oftentimes go zone coverage. Nate Woody, defensive coordinator, he mixes it up. It's going to be man-to-man. He's going to jump this route, and it's a great job by Donovan Platt. Reads it, jumps the slant, gets right there at the point of the ball getting there, and it's a huge pass breakup and a massive 4th down stop. And all of a sudden now, when you start to look at the amount of possessions, Tulane's got to find a way to get a quick stop or a takeaway on this possession.
Well, Tulane just off. Like Mensah on 3rd down, he takes a 2-yard sack to make it 4th and 8 instead of 4th and 6 at worst, as Udo gets to the 19 for a gain of 3. And we just had not been seeing the Green Wave do that this year. We had them early in the year where they hung with Oklahoma on the road, but for whatever reason the last 2 weeks they've looked like a different team.
They were out of sync against Memphis. Now Memphis a really good team, 10 wins, top 25 team in the latest rankings, and they really got all over Tulane, and a lot of it was self-inflicted, as we've seen here tonight. Just at the end of the season, Tulane just not playing at their best.
2 turnovers, 2 missed field goals, a ton of penalties. Good job by Short to get a grasp of the football on the pitch. Cut down by Chenju at the 24, 3rd down.
Bryson Daly took a shot from Deshaun Batiste on this option. Well, you want to play quarterback at Army, you better be tough. He takes a big shot, but still delivers that option pitch on the perimeter to Noah Short. And right where they want to be, right on schedule once again at 3rd and 2.
And you see that bandage on his right elbow. That was from an injury in the 3rd Or in the second quarter, he runs here trying to get the first down on 3rd and 2 and doesn't get it. Tackled by Chris Rogers. Do you dare go for it on 4th and 1 from this position?
Just about everyone else in college football, no. But Jeff Monken, Army, with Bryson Daly, you bet your bottom dollar they're going to line up and go for it on this 4th down. Not wild to see. If you watch last week against UTSA, they went for a 4th down on this side of the 30, and they're doing it again here. It would be a huge stop for Tulane if they can come up with a stop.
And a timeout. So they are going to review this further to see if he got the first down on that 3rd down run. Has to be indisputable video evidence beyond all doubt. It's going to be really hard to see in the pile whether he got that football over. Didn't look like it live.
And we'll see with the review, but it's fascinating when you watch this Army football team and the way they're comprised. You kind of have to throw out a lot of conventional thinking about when they're going to go for it and what they're going to do. I don't think he got to that line to gain, Dave.
The only thing is, watch here, he sticks the ball out just a little bit as he's being wrapped up. You can't really see it there, and I don't know if, again, there's enough because you can't fully see the ball to say he got it across. And I love what you said about everybody else in America is punting the football up 21 points inside your own 25.
Correct, but,
but
this is a spot where they're built and they like to go for it in these situations.
And it's not just because they run the ball well. It's their mentality.
Correct.
It's who they are.
Correct.
As men, along with being a running football team, there's just no fear. And it was interesting because we talked to Jeff Monken yesterday. It was kind of a rhetorical question, like, how will the guys handle a championship game? They never played in one. And Jeff kind of smiled. Coach Monken said, you're talking about on the field, right? I said, yeah. He's like, I'm not worried about it at all.
No. He said these guys are as tough as they come, and all the things that they have to deal with, they're going to be ready to go for this game here tonight. Another thing, I mean, they're 5th in the country at 4th down. I mean, they don't just go for it on 4th down, but they get it at such a high clip, and we'll see if it's even needed as we're still under the hood looking at this play under review.
They're trying to get their second 11-win season ever. The other was because of a bowl win. They have a chance
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. It's 4th down.
They have a chance to get to 11 wins tonight, and then the 125th Army-Navy game next week in Landover, Maryland. Army's won 2 in a row. If Army wins that one, they get the Commander-in-Chief trophy for the 2nd straight year, and that would make it 12 wins if they get this one here. And then you've got the bowl game. So it's been a historic season for Army football, trying to get their first conference champ. They've been an independent since 1890, with the exception of a 7-year stint in Conference USA from 98 to 2004. And under Jeff Monken, they had an 11-win season in 2018, 10 wins in 2017, 4 bowl games. He is the American Conference Coach of the Year again. And we go to the 4th quarter with Army up 28-7. This presentation of the American Athletic Championship on ABC will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
Welcome back here with Army head coach Jeff Monken. Moments ago, you were leading the cadets. What was that like?
I'm sorry, I'm a little out of breath from that. That's our team right there, so just get them pumped up for the 4th quarter.
What goes into the decision here on 4th down?
I think it gives us a much better chance to win the game if we can make this 4th down right here. So, sorry, I'm out of breath.
I love it, Dave. We'll give it back to you.
He's up on the platform, and they realize, oh, wait, I got to do the end of the quarter interview with Taylor, and he races across the field to get to her, and now his team going for it on 4th down and 1 from its own 25, and it's Daly getting the first down past the 30.
Well, when we talked with Jeff Monken yesterday, you could tell the passion he has for this job and the duty he feels that he is serving. And I asked him, what is his favorite part about being the head coach here at Army for his 11th season? And he said he does his best to be an example for these players. And he said that he knows that these guys are going to go on to lead soldiers out in the field of battle. And he never served the military, and this, being the head coach and doing what he does here with these players, is his opportunity to serve.
Daly trying to find a running lane and dropped it to 32. In our meeting room yesterday with Coach Monken, he had up 2 plaques. One was team goals, which was do your job, follow the plan. And then the other one was the schedule. Every opponent is Army. And he told us, if we don't beat Army, nobody will. And that's why he put that up. Remind his team that they're playing against themselves in a way. It's a mental game. And when you're coaching players that are training to serve our country for a long period of time, as soon as their football season is over, they buy in very easily. And Udo getting the first down. Monken spent some time with Paul Johnson at Navy, so he did have a sense of what he was getting into 11 years ago when he took the job. But what a transformation. This is a program that had some good moments over the years, but lately, till Monken took over, had been struggling. And they're one of the best non-Power 4 programs right now in college football.
Been incredible. And what an addition for the American Conference to bring them in. And, you know, we talked with Jeff Monken about that, and, you know, didn't know at first, but boy, they are fully excited about this opportunity. And here they are, year number 1 with a chance to win the conference championship.
Daly running again to the 45-yard line. There's continuing to take time off the clock. So we touched on what Monken has done. Just look at what he inherited. 25 years. They had 19 losing seasons. They've had only 3 in his 11 years. They're going to a bowl game this season after back-to-back 500 seasons. They're, with a win tonight, going to get to 11-1. It'll be the first ever 11-win regular season.
Remarkable. Just a remarkable job by Coach Monken and his staff here at West Point.
Udo past midfield and all the way to the 37. All the coaches live on campus. They live right by the stadium, so they're around each other all the time. As you watch Udo with the big hole, it's not just what you get at other schools. There are some places like Stanford where you have, you know, on-campus living for the coaches, but this is its own community. I mean, the only way to get in here is with a special pass. You can't just come to
Security
an Army game.
Clearance.
Yes, you have to get clearance. You can't just show up for an Army game. And you've got this row of houses where the assistant coaches all live next to each other. The head coach at Army has always lived in the same house. They have another house called the Beat Navy House that is sometimes home to great luminaries like former presidents that have come to visit West Point.
It's remarkable, unlike anything I've ever seen.
But we're going to have to step away here for a moment because we got an injured player, Paolo Gennarelli, the right guard, shaken up.
Yes.
We mentioned before the break, all the assistant coaches live next to one another. There's Cody Worley's home. Now, we got permission to show his home. He's not concerned with anybody getting in here to break into his house.
No,
there's an elementary school on campus. All the coaches' kids walk to school together, sometimes unaccompanied because the school is right by the homes there. And it's just a unique place on so many levels, and something every American, if you get an opportunity, should see.
100%. I think it was Cody Worley that told us over 1 million people come each year to tour it and check it out. It is well worth the visit here to West Point.
Bryson Daly, 4 rushing touchdowns on the day. Udo gets the carry, gain of a couple. The winner of this game will not play in the college football playoff. But tomorrow we've got a number of games with spots on the line. Clemson, SMU in the ACC championship game. Who wins?
I think it's going to be a fabulous game, but I like SMU. I think SMU's been the better team all throughout the course of the season. Since they've made that move to Kevin Jennings at quarterback, he has been excellent. By the way, he wasn't the starter when they lost to BYU early on in the season. I actually think the SMU defense is the better of the 2 defenses. Many people don't know about SMU, but Rhett Lashley's got it going. But you know Dabo is going to have his team ready to play tomorrow in Charlotte.
Daly keeping it. And another first down. The day will start with Arizona State, Iowa State in the Big 12 championship. What a year for ASU and Kenny Dillingham, picked last preseason in the Big 12. And here they are, one win away from a spot in the college football playoff.
Remarkable. And you think about, we've been talking about Jeff Monken, the job he's done. Kenny Dillingham has been phenomenal this season, and what a turnaround. And win, and you're getting in. And I think this is, before the season started, you can see how long of a shot both of these teams were. You can't get any worse than 16th out of 16. And Kenny Dillingham one win away from a Big 12 championship and a college football playoff spot. But kind of like Iowa State in that matchup tomorrow at Arlington.
No, Bryson Daly just taking shots, but continues to hop to his feet. He's one of the toughest players we've seen at any position in college football this year.
Unbelievable. I mean, he's taking shots at the option game, just putting his body on the line like he's done all season long. How about that block initially by Rendina? Oh, man, what was that? I couldn't tell. Was that spit that went flying?
Either that or part of it, maybe part of the helmet decal.
Wow.
Some paint came off. Daly is, everybody got their branch detail on Wednesday night, and he's part of infantry. He's an engineer management major. Udo inside the 10, wrestled down, going to bring up third down and short.
And Bryson Daly is remarkable. The season he's having is phenomenal, and I agree with what you said earlier. I would advocate for him getting an invite to New York City. I do think Travis Hunter is going to be your Heisman Trophy winner with what he's done on both sides of the ball. But this offensive line, ladies and gentlemen, tonight, this is an excellent Tulane defensive line. The offensive line of Army has been sensational all year, sensational once again. I think they deserve to win the Joe Moore Award for best offensive line in college football. They've been that good all season, and it's been an exclamation point here tonight.
And they're trying to get Daly to the first down marker. Going to be close at the 6-yard line. Again, Daly so far on the day with 26 carries, just 2 passes. It is a first down. It's first and goal.
It's the #1 rushing offense in college football. And, you know, this offensive line for Army, just one more note on them. For a while, they were undersized, right? They were smaller. 270, 265, 280, 4 to 5 or 300 pounds. They're athletic, they're tough, and they block a variety of schemes. And it's why this Army offense is able to have the success that it's had throughout this season.
They won their final 4 games last year after a 2-6 start. You could see them building momentum as a team the end of last year. And they're on their way to an 11-1 record heading into Army-Navy next week.
The American Athletic Championship is brought to you by Taco Bell.
You're seeing cadets celebrating. Oh, this is branch night on Wednesday, where everyone in the U.S. Military Academy gets their assignment as to what's next. And the ones that were happy, the ones that got what they wanted. We mentioned Bryson Daly got branch detail infantry. Max DiDomenico we spoke with as well. He wanted field artillery. He got that. Jeff Monken, the head coach, said sometimes he's got to console guys that don't get what they want. That's part of his job as the head football coach, is a lot of time to talk to these guys when they're disappointed they don't get the assignment they want. Played 15 of a 10-minute drive. They had a 14-minute drive earlier this season. Udo, and his knee was down to get the ball across. He did. Touchdown, Army.
See if he gets in here. Good push once again on the interior of the offensive line. The downhill running of Udo. Where's the knee? Where's the ball? Knee. Oh, it's going to be, I think he's going to be just shy of this goal line, Dave.
Yeah, looks like it from that shot there.
Yeah. going to be inside the 1. Knee down, does not look like the ball is crossed. Broke the front of the plane at the goal line.
Well, Bryson Daly maybe gets another chance to tie Ashton Genty or surpass him for the season lead in rushing touchdowns nationally. He's at 29 right now. Genty's at 29 as well. Genty has 1 for Boise, which is beating UNLV 21-0 with a spot in the college football playoff at stake and maybe a bye. Looks like it would be a first-round bye for Boise as one of the 4 highest-ranked conference champs.
Well, they're sitting at 10 coming in, and an emphatic win there against UNLV. I can't imagine the Big 12 champion jumping them with Arizona State, Iowa State sitting there at 15-16.
After reviewing the play, the ball carrier's knee was down with the ball short of the goal line. It's second down. The game clock will start on my signal.
So I agree with you. I think Boise State, that win tonight, once they finish that off, I think that they're going to get a bye. And who knows, if Clemson beats SMU, it could be the 3 seed. Right? We're still a lot left to play, obviously, with so many championship games coming up tomorrow.
And then Arizona State or Iowa State then would play on the road as a lower seeded team in the first round on campus. Again, the first round, the 4 games are all on campus. It will be just incredible. 2 weeks from tonight, it all begins right here on ESPN ABC.
Does Bryson Daly call his own number, or is he going to share, spread the wealth, and let Udo find pay dirt?
You know, Udo's the guy that nicknamed him Captain America, so maybe it's an appropriate nickname. Maybe he'll give it to Udo again. He does. Udo over the top. And that time, it counts. Touchdown, Army.
And as this game winds down, this drive really epitomizes and summarizes this season for Army. Remember, this started, they went for it inside their own 30 earlier in this possession. It's a 16-play, 84-yard drive, taking up almost 11 minutes of the clock, all on the ground. They lead the country in time of possession. They lead the country in rushing yards.
35-7, the only loss this year against the team that's going to be hosting likely a first-round college football playoff game, Notre Dame. But an 11-1 record in sight, and maybe more. The Cadets loving every minute of it on a chilly night at West Point. The All-State Playoff Predictor, college football playoff first-round matchups right now look like this. Of course, Arizona State playing Iowa State tomorrow. You got Georgia, Texas. They could flip-flop because the winner of that game gets the automatic bid as the SEC champ.
Well, this thing could look completely different tomorrow based off the results that we're going to get. It's going to be fascinating to watch all these games unfold, and all these games are almost coin flips. I mean, Vegas is telling us, and a lot of these matchups, it's anybody's ball game. It's going to be an incredible Saturday, and then Sunday, obviously, we get ready for the final ranking show of the season, and we get that 12-team playoff set.
Rayshawn Pleasant on the return. I think it's tagged at the 20-yard line. Boy, another big hit on special teams. That was Brett Jarena with the hit. Sunday, we got the exclusive reveal of the final college football playoff top 25 rankings. It's at 12 Eastern on ESPN. So, other than SMU Bama, is there any other controversial picks? Do you see any shot of anybody behind Bama?
No.
An Ole Miss, a South Carolina getting it?
I don't. No, I think that's it. That's going to be the drama. And if Clemson is able to beat SMU, which they definitely can, I favor SMU, but would not surprise me off Dabo Swinney won. The debate will rage on. For me, I think SMU deserves to be in, but we'll see what the committee decides. A lot of people think Bama's going to get that spot.
Mensa on first down has a completion out to the 35 to Mario Williams.
A lot of people like yourself, Dave Pash,
think Alabama should be in. Yes,
we discussed
that's if SMU loses. I mean, if they win, then Alabama's going to get in anyway, and I don't think there's a debate at that point.
Obviously, how that game goes factors in too.
And some people think Miami should be in over Bama, but 2 losses. And speaking of losses, Mensa losing the ball and then covering it up, but You know, Miami, the Virginia Tech game coming down to the wire there, they lived dangerously. I think the committee got it right in terms of putting Bama ahead of Miami.
Cal game as well. I mean, I agree. I don't think Miami, you lose 2 or 3 games down the stretch, it's tough to say they deserve to be in. Now, some people would say, what about Bama? 24-point loss to Oklahoma, 6-16 next to the last game of the season. South Carolina, Ole Miss, but to me, that's secondary at this point.
Mensah dumping it off to Hughes. As long as the language used by the committee is the best 12 teams, right, it's hard to not look at a team like Alabama with the talent and the strength of schedule and the win over Georgia. It's hard to say that they shouldn't be in.
It's also hard for me to look at a team like SMU that goes into the ACC, goes undefeated, and since they made a switch at starting quarterback, they haven't lost a game, and their only loss was to a good BYU team that's ranked. So it's a fascinating debate, and it may not even matter because if they win, it's a moot point.
Mensah's pass caught, and Brown down short, maybe by a half yard. It's only the second offensive possession of the half for Tulane. So here are the bubble teams. So you think Miami's done?
I think Alabama of those teams is the only one with a real shot. I mean, I think that there's potentially one spot up for grabs, and that would be if Clemson loses to SMU, Alabama gets in. And if SMU loses to Clemson, let the debates begin. We're two people that I think that we've got reasonable minds sometimes, and we look at that and we view it very differently.
Meanwhile, they ruled first down. Boy, the spot looked like he was short. Now the officials are having another conversation about it.
Maybe I should say I have a reasonable mind. I've been around you too long these last 4 years.
After discussion, the line to gain was a 44.5-yard line. The ball is placed at the 44, so it's short. 4th down.
So 4th down. And 2 weeks ago, it looked like Tulane was going to be in the college football playoff conversation. But a loss to Memphis, they didn't look good in that game. They have not looked good tonight. John Sumrall's name has been mentioned in several head coaching openings, including North Carolina. We talked with him yesterday about it. He said, I'm not taking calls. Doesn't mean my agent's not taking calls. I will talk to my agent after this game and go from there.
He told us he was all in with his players and everything to prepare this team and get ready to go. He's a fabulous coach. 3 years as a head coach. He won 2 conference titles at Troy before he came here. Put Tulane in this situation to make it to a conference championship this season. A bright, bright future just getting started as a head coach for John Sumrall.
And then you have players like Darian Mensah. You would have to think going to be a hot commodity in the transfer portal.
I mean, Mekhi Hughes, Mensah, I mean, a lot of players, and that's just kind of the wild, wild west that college football currently is, with the transfer portal set to open up on Monday.
Almost an interception by Jaden Mays. There's no portal that Army deals with. That's the difference between Army and Navy and Air Force and everybody else. There's no portal, and NIL and player agents are not part of the conversation. Arnold Barnes getting the carry and a first down for Tulane. As we head into December, AAC on ESPN Plus is your exclusive home for more than 1,000 games and events, including 350+ men's and women's basketball games. It's also the destination for all American championships, as well as the All Access Series that takes you inside the lives of the student athletes. If you're an AAC fan, sign up today, ESPNplus.com/AAC. As Mensah steps out of bounds again, doesn't throw it away. Got back maybe to the line of scrimmage.
Good coverage down the field once again. Caleb Fortner just relentless percent to the quarterback, and he ushers Darren Mintz out of bounds.
I mean, you feel a little for Tulane if John Sumrall leaves, and we don't know that he's going to. But, you know, they had Willie Fritz, who was a great coach. And yet, even with a new coach this year and a lot of new players, a new quarterback after Michael Pratt, who had been the guy for a long time, leaves, they still are playing for the conference championship for the 3rd straight year. Mensah throwing downfield and knocked away by Casey Larkin, incomplete, and that pass intended for Reggie Brown.
Boy, Casey Larkin just flies around. Nice play by him. He should have been an all-conference player this year at safety for Army. But to your point, they had to replenish a lot, Dan. And John Summerall, they've run a lot of new players via the portal and had to address a lot of different things. It even told us the first 4 games was kind of like the NFL preseason. And they just kept getting better and better throughout the course of the season. And that kind of hit a brick wall last week against Memphis, and it's carried over here to tonight. But still an impressive year number 1 for John Summerall at Tulane.
Mensah taking off and got the first down to the 24. Still outside 2 minutes, so the clock continues to run. Even on a first down. Mensah got a receiver in the end zone, but coming over to break it up again is Larkin, and he's upset with himself that he didn't get his 5th interception of the season. Mario Williams the target.
Boy, and Derek Minson never saw the safety Casey Larkin, and his eyes on the quarterback the whole way. Almost an interception, but it's a pass breakup, and the good football continues for Army.
Army leads here at West Point. No one happier about the score than all the cadets behind me. Now in the first row, you will see 36 of them dressed in costumes. Turns out there are 36 different groups amongst the cadets, and each one of them has a mascot, and so they're the ones leading the charges down here. 36 companies all have mascots, Dave. Who knew?
It was great seeing that. I did not know that. And then you see them before the game, they all ran onto the field together, and you're like, is this really going on at Army?
Just like that sword.
Guy had impressive.
Mensah, oh, he gets hammered, and he still completes the pass to Mario Williams. Close to a first down.
Caleb Fortner on a tight wrap. Big shot on Mensah as he delivers that pass. Just in front of the first down yardage.
Here's Hughes inside the 10, going to be first and goal, but now Army 90 seconds away from its second ever 11-win season, and first 11-win regular season, with the 125th playing of the Army-Navy game next week in Landover, Maryland. Commander-in-Chief trophy on the line, win number 12 on the line for Army as well. Hughes brought down at the 2.
And we talked with Max DiDomenico, and we asked him, what would championship mean? And he said it would mean the world to us and this team, and it would give us the opportunity to etch our name into Army history. Just an incredible feat that Army's been able to put together throughout the course of the season, and a championship that they're going to bring home here at West Point.
First conference title for Army, and in year 1 here in the American Conference. And 4 rushing touchdowns tonight, tying a championship record. He's got 29, tied with Ashton Genty right now for the national lead in rushing touchdowns. And will he be in New York for the Heisman trophies? We take a look at the Nissan Heisman watch. At this point, looks like Travis Hunter is going to win. Ashton Genty probably runner-up, but we'll see if Daly's in the mix. What a year for Travis Hunter.
Oh, incredible. Absolutely incredible. I mean, I'd be stunned if he isn't the winner. Ashton Genty's been sensational as well. Cam Ward's had a great year. Dylan Gabriel, but Bryson Daly's done all year, and the exclamation point here tonight, be tough to deny him.
Mensah on the move, backing up, throws it into the end zone, and it's caught. Wow. What a play by Bauman, making the catch with Jaden Mays right there. It's a touchdown for Tulane with 1:10 to go.
Well, it's almost like a power forward that Bauman's going to play here, and he's using his body to box out Jaden Mays, and Mensah just throws it up, and you see the big, strong hands and catch radius of Bauman to go up and pluck this ball out of the air. 7th touchdown of the year for the talented tight end.
From Red Bank, New Jersey, which is about an hour from West Point. Almost everybody else on the roster for Tulane is from Louisiana or Florida. But Bauman close to home here tonight. Extra point good. 35-14. All right, what a lineup we have for you on ABC. Championship Saturday. Iowa State, Arizona State. Dr. Pepper Big 12 title game at noon. Georgia, Texas SEC title game. ACC Championship finishes the night. Clemson and SMU. And it all starts with College Game Day from Atlanta, as we will carry Georgia, Texas, the SEC title game, but starts with Reese and Company, 9 Eastern on ESPN.
What a day, what a year for Game Day. Coach Saban being a part of that, it's been absolutely tremendous all season. Star-studded lineup tomorrow. I haven't heard you on the Big 12. You live in that Tempe area. We had the Sun Devils and Iowa State this year. Who do you like in that one?
Arizona State. It's been just an incredible storybook year, and I think the Sun Devils finish it off with the win tomorrow, and they're in the playoff.
Scadaboo's been great. Them losing Jordan Tyson can be tough to overcome.
Tulane trying onside kick, recovered by Army, but it just doesn't seem to matter who goes down for Arizona State or who's not available, because they've overcome it all. Their quarterback missed a game. They did lose that game but against Cincinnati, but still here they are in the Big 12 title game.
Remarkable season. Again, I think that game could go either way with Tyson out. I give a slight lean to Iowa State. Boise State right now is still trying to lock up a victory over UNLV to punch their ticket.
I know you think that Boise is going to get that bye.
Look, I'm not saying necessarily I think that they should, but I think given the fact that they're at 10, UNLV is a top 20 team by the committee. I just don't see how Arizona State or Iowa State will be able to make up the ground.
So one more knee for Army.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
this will be it.
Just from a math perspective, it would be.
Well, Ward Manuels basically said where you are right now, there's not going to be a lot of movement, except for if obviously you're Clemson and you win your championship, you get in and you get the bye.
Again, all more reason to be on the edge of your seat all day tomorrow and Sunday when it's selection time. What a great year it's been with the expansion of the playoff. More games have mattered, more teams have been relevant, and we're just getting started. Home playoff games coming, and what a championship victory here today at West Point for this Army football team. Really puts an exclamation point on one of the best seasons in program history.
All right, and in the middle of the cadets storming the field, Taylor with Coach Monken.
Coach, your first year in the American, you guys are victorious as champions. How?
That's just grit and toughness and discipline and effort and brotherhood and love for each other. A team that was just desperate to win. And you know, I've been a part of a lot of games in my career, but there's not many times I've been as proud of a team as I am with this one tonight. They played a great football game.
What makes you so proud?
Just these guys. I mean, they're unbelievable. The toughness that they have, what they go through on a daily basis, what they have to overcome just to play this game every day. It's just awesome. They're well led. These seniors, our captains, just did a tremendous job this year. And now we got the biggest game of the year coming up next week.
Coach, if a year ago at this point, someone would have told you this scene would be unfolding with all the cadets coming onto the field, your team celebrating a conference championship, what would you have thought?
Well, I would have hoped they were right. So it's happening tonight. It's great for the Corps, great for our team.
Coach, congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Dave?
And you heard at the end, Coach Monken say beat Navy, they'll get a chance next week. And if they do, that would be win number 12. What a year for Monken and the Knights.
That's the part that You know, I said cap off one of the best seasons in program history. The best is yet to come next week with that matchup against Navy for the Commander-in-Chief trophy. Just to this point, year one in the American Conference, undefeated throughout the course of this season. Just been awesome. I just love to hear Coach Monken talk about his team, talk about the toughness, talk about the grit, what these guys go through. And when they get the opportunity to come up here, as they call it, the way they leave it all out on the field, it's commendable and awesome to watch.
Near the site, which is called the Plain, by the way, on post here at West Point, where legend has it the first forward pass was thrown. We had only 2 forward passes thrown in this game by Army, yet they win 35-14. And you're looking at the Beat Navy House. That's what they call it. It is housed presidents. The luminaries that come to campus get to stay there. Imagine there are a bunch of trophies in there from their wins over Navy, and they look to beat them for the 3rd straight year next week in Landover, Maryland.
Which would make it tough. We've been having this talk about Bryson Daly getting an invite to New York City. I think he's going to be busy next week. The same time, you know, right after that game, obviously the Heisman Trophy ceremony, but it's going to be an excellent matchup next week. And obviously, as awesome as this win was tonight, that game just holds a special meaning for both of those programs. Going to be awesome. And I love how it just takes center stage, and all the football universe watches and appreciates both the men that participate in that game for both Army and Navy.
This has been a bucket list experience for our entire crew to be here this week, to get a tour of the post here at West Point yesterday, to be at Trophy Point. Wow. The West Bank of the Hudson, a critical area during the Revolutionary War. George Washington staved off the British troops to secure our freedom back in 1778, which eventually led to the United States Military Academy's founding in 1802. 16,000-acre campus, a stadium that's been around now for 101 years, and a historic season for the football team. 8th straight week they've been ranked the longest since 1958, and they'll take that top 25 rating into their game with Navy next week, and a bowl game after. First bowl game since 2021. And the alma mater playing here now at Michie Stadium. So cool to be here. Awesome. Be a part of that. One of the great sites that we got to visit yesterday was the Cadet Chapel. And we have some terrific photos from that. The stained glass that was in there.
Unbelievable. Chill bumps.
Yeah, when you walk in there for sure.
And one of my favorite spots. I mean, that stained glass is just so gorgeous. And if you look up there as the camera zooms in, duty, honor, country. Goosebumps walking in there, looking at that, and goosebumps once again looking at the shots that our great camera crew was able to grab earlier today.
I'm sure you noticed too here at the stadium, there's part of the stadium that's under construction. They've put a lot of money into Michie Stadium to build up the area which is opposite our press box, which is in front of the Lusk Reservoir, which leads to the Hudson River. And there are certain parts of the stadium that cannot undergo construction because it's a national landmark. But there are some of the renderings of what's to come in the East Stand upgrades slated to get finished and the summer of 2026 leading into another season. And I know Bryson Daly is done and on to more important things, defending our country after this season is over. But this program isn't going anywhere. They're going to be really good for years to come with the culture established by Jeff Monken.
There is no question, Dave. Little hiccup, back-to-back 6-win seasons, and he told us that's uncharacteristic of what they built and what this program has become. And you touched on it in the broadcast. Last year, they set their 2-6, and they flipped that season, winning their final 4 games, and it spilled right over into this season. And you feel like the momentum they have, they can close it out. Again, big game next week against Navy, but if they can close that out, just feels like the upward trajectory, upward momentum now in a conference that they have access. And that's one thing Jeff Monken said, that we now have access to the playoff. He thought that was very important with this expanded playoff, that Army would have that opportunity. They clearly have that opportunity, and I can't wait to see where this program continues to go in the years to come.
Bryson Daly taking some pictures with cadets. Hopefully he got a chance to take some pictures with the officers. He said that he loves the fact that the officers are seated in front of the cadets, and sometimes after touchdowns he gets to go dap them up, because obviously when you're not in football uniform and you're in your studies or in your military duties that you have on a daily basis, you're not dapping up officers.
No, you're not. But up here,
up
and
here,
down on the field,
as they call it. Yeah,
that's right. It's a little bit different.
And Bryson Daly capping an amazing home campaign with 4 rushing touchdowns, giving him 29, which is tied for the most rushing touchdowns in the country with Boise State's Ashton Jeanty.
126 yards, 4 touchdowns, as you just mentioned. And he was flawless as a passer. 2 for 2. 100% completion percentage. But it's so much more that he adds than just those numbers. And I thought it was great when offensive coordinator told us that he's the heartbeat of this football team, and he embodies what it means to be an Army football player. That kind of leadership is Harry is embracing with his offensive coordinator Cody Worley on cue. Just an awesome young man, and what a season he has been able to put together leading this football team.
The nickname that was given to him by teammate and friend Kanye Udo, Captain America, and that permeated throughout the locker room, and now everybody calls him that. He kind of laughs at it, but he's embraced it, and he's the embodiment of that for who he is as a young man, what he's doing for our country, but also on the field. And he was the American hero tonight. The conference champion, hero of the game with 4 touchdowns, and Army an 11-1 record, first ever 11-win regular season here in West Point. First year in the conference, an independent for so many years outside of the 7-year stint of Conference USA. Year 1 in this league, and they win it. And time now for the trophy presentation and Taylor.
Thanks so much, Dave. Well, congratulations, Army. First year in the American Athletic Conference, and you guys are champions. Thank you to everyone who is joining us, including our representing sponsor, the CEO of USAA, Wayne Peacock. Thanks so much for being here.
Great to be here.
And thanks to everyone else as well. I now want to turn my attention to the commissioner of the American Athletic Conference, Tim Pernetti, who does really the thing that everyone wants to do, which is hosting a trophy. Please present the hardware.
I've been looking forward to this all year. I want to congratulate Tulane and Army on a terrific football season. Nothing else to say but to congratulate the 2024 American Football Champions, the Army Black Knights.
Coach Monken, getting the chance to see your captains champions hoist this trophy. What does this mean for you and the program?
Just an incredible moment for Army football and for the United States Military Academy at West Point. This is what a great night. I'm so proud of this team. They played their hearts out. They were determined, and we just so well led. These captains, this senior class, incredible. So now we got the biggest game of the year coming up in 8 days, and we're looking forward to that.
I love how every sentence you finish with beat Navy. Describe what this week means to the program leading up to the big game you just mentioned against Navy.
The one coming up, 365 days a year, we don't apologize. We get ready to beat Navy. So we got 8 more days.
You will not apologize for that. And of course, leading the charge, your quarterback, Bryson Daly, who was phenomenal tonight. What type of leader is he during weeks like this that means so much to your program?
He embodies everything that we want this program to be. Toughness, grit, discipline, great leadership. I'm so glad he's on our team. Played a great game tonight and has had a great season. And the Downtown Athletic Club should extend an invitation to him to come to New York next week.
I love it. Well, one thing they are extending is the fact that he is the winner of the Mike Oresco Most Outstanding Player in this game. 4 touchdowns, 126 yards. Anyone who watched, I think, knew that you would be the MVP. Congratulations. You talked with us yesterday about your journey and why you came to Army. When you think back to being a senior in high school, if somebody would have told you that you would enjoy this moment, what would you have thought?
I wouldn't have believed them. Thank God I made that decision as a high schooler. I fell in love with this program when I came on a visit, just because of the guys in the locker room, and that stands true today. I love these guys, love this school, man. Beat Navy.
What are you most proud of that this group has accomplished this season?
Just guys staying together and not letting the previous week determine how the next week was going to go. Wins, losses, guys just stayed determined, focused on this week. And, that showed in our play and the focus each week, and that's going to be true this next week.
You said it, beat Navy. How would you describe what it means to play in that game as a member of this Army team?
Yeah, that's the game we look forward to all year. We talk about it in the off season. It's why you come and play here. You get to play in an NFL stadium that's sold out with your brothers and fight with your biggest rivals. So we're excited and ready for the challenge.
Well, congratulations to you guys and good luck this next week. But for now, enjoy the fact that you have just won the American. So congratulations to Army on being victorious in their first year in the American. You guys are champions. Enjoy it.
A lot of calls for Bryson from his teammates to get invited and maybe win the Heisman Trophy. He has in his locker a list of personal goals, and there were some that when they saw that list going into the year thought, man, those are pretty lofty. Being the highest rated quarterback in college football, having 1,000 rushing yards and 1,000 passing yards, being an All-American Conference quarterback. Well, he won Player of the Year, and he exceeded those goals.
I don't think he set his goals high enough because he blew those out of the water. What an amazing scene as you see this team celebrating, rejoicing this victory. This has been an incredible experience. This is an amazing and special place. I said earlier, and Jeff Monken said it yesterday, this is the Mecca of leadership in our country. They've got a phenomenal 16,000 acre facility, and they've got an incredible football program, and all that was on display for us the last couple of days and on display for the country here tonight. Congratulations to this program.
10-1 and looking to go 11-1 in the 125th Army-Navy game a week from tomorrow in Landover, Maryland. Final score tonight, Army beats Tulane 35-14. For Dusty Dvorak, Taylor McGregor, our entire outstanding ABC crew, Dave Pash saying so long from West Point.